ocean, we all share the air that we breathe. The only thing that separates us is what we've been taught to believe. But don't you be deceived. Oh yeah, we are one. We are one. We are one.
Together we determined that a modern economy requires railroads and highways to speed travel and commerce, schools and colleges to train our workers. Together we discovered that a free market only thrives when there are rules to ensure competition and fair play. Together we resolved that a great nation must care for the vulnerable and protect its people from life's worst hazards and misfortune. Through it all, we have never relinquished our skepticism of central authority, nor have we succumbed to the fiction that all society's ills can be cured through government alone. Our celebration of initiative and enterprise, our insistence on hard work and personal responsibility, these are constants in our character. We have always understood that when times change, so must we. That fidelity to our founding principles requires new responses to new challenges. That preserving our individual freedom ultimately requires collective action. For the American people can no more meet the demands of today's world by acting alone than American soldiers could have met the forces of fascism or communism with muskets and militias. No single person can train all the math and science teachers we'll need to equip our children for the future, or build the roads and networks and research labs that will bring new jobs and businesses to our shores. Now, more than ever, we must do these things together as one nation and one people.
Sing it with me, y'all. Hey. Oh, sookie, somebody. Yeah, baby. Oh, welcome. Y'all quiet down in here. Let me make... Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome to the show. Welcome to my daddy boo-boo, David Capers. Welcome to Sean Porter, WBDR Radio. And hello to you, Facebook. Welcome, Google. Hello, Twitter. Who you twerking with? Hello to my YouTube family. And Spreaker.com, you know that I love you. You are my family. And internet listeners all around the world to Let's Talk About It. I am the wild and wonderful Brenda White. Let's Talk About It is the U Voice. Okay, let me say that again. The Spreaker U Voice 2012 award winners for the most informative political talk show, and that we are. Helping me to talk about it and always helping to keep you informed. A little later will be the uppity and well-read Jacqueline Lambert, a.k.a. Miss Uppity Speaks. Y'all know you love her. I do too. My darling Barry is still in a little bit of a pinch and can't be here. I call him my on again, off again co-host. But you know, this show is crazy. I know Barry misses us and he wants to be here so bad, but He's unable to right now due to a little personal difficulties, but he will be back. But stepping in and taking his place at the top of the hour will be the uppity and well-read Miss Jacqueline Lambert. We knew she never really could quit, right? I don't care what happened. She just had to get a couple of moves to a new home, straighten out and all that stuff. But you know she can't stand to be gone. She's been here with us for 2 years. And also, she has to come back because she is waking me up at all kinds of hours. She's calling me pissed off. Aunt B, are you watching them? I said, did you hear this? She is losing her mind. And so the other night, a couple of nights ago, she called and said, Aunt B, are you watching the news? Have you heard? No, I was asleep. No, I hadn't heard it. These Republicans have lost their motherfucking minds. I cracked up laughing. She said, okay, Aunt B, they finally made me mad enough. They finally made me mad again. I said, good. So you can call in Tuesday because Barry is still having a few personal issues, and you can call in and get your pissed off on. Get your grind on. And David Caper says, yay, Jackie's back. Okay, it seems that way, right, Barry? David, because she's been calling in for the past 3 or 4 weeks, and we have enjoyed having her back. I'm so glad she's getting her new home all straightened out. The cars are fixed. She's been running taxi cab for the whole family. Her daughter is heading off to college, and for the first time ever. So she had her plate full. But we love Jackie. She is going. I bring you the fun and the foolishness. Jackie brings you the facts and the stories. And tonight, when Miss Uppity joins us at the 10 o'clock hour, at the top of the hour at 10 o'clock, tonight she will be explaining to us. See, this is why I love Jackie so much. She's so well read. I bet that girl has read 30,000 books. She will be explaining to us tonight the difference in a republic and a democracy. And I don't know about you, but me, I really want to hear this. Jackie can break this stuff down for us so good because she has read everything from the Quran to the Bible. Okay? And David Capers, he gonna help me talk about it until Jackie gets here. So Daddy Boo Boo, on the break, you can go ahead and call in, and at my first half-hour break, you go ahead and call in and let you get this out, because he is typing like crazy. John Boehner has really lost his effing mind. I'm gonna add the F for you. And he says that he knows that Jackie is going to cuss about this fuss in DC. And David, you are right, because baby, she's been calling me going crazy. Baby, you got time to come back on to the show? I guess I do. That's what she said. I guess I do. I have to, Aunt B. I can't take this. I know you can't, baby, because we can't take it either. This is absolutely crazy. But I didn't even finish my introduction. I'm so excited to have Jackie coming to explain stuff for us. I am your host, the wild and wonderful Brenda White, coming to you live from the city beautiful Orlando, Florida, baby, where it is 76 degrees and cloudy. It rained a little this morning as I entered my 12th day of running 3 miles again. I look great. I feel great. And I didn't mind it sprinkling a little bit. You know, I ain't out there but an hour. But man, is it paying off. Woo! But you know, I always knew that because I was a runner for 6 years. And I'd heard on CNN that you get addicted to exercising, you get addicted to running and all this stuff. And it was so true. And my doctor told me that I was going to have a problem with my knees, my hips, and all if I didn't stop pounding them on the pavement. And that was the hardest thing I ever done. You talking about going into depression. They were absolutely right. You get hooked on running and exercising just like a drug. And so I resorted to my universal bike and sit-ups here in the house so I didn't have to pound my knees and my legs. And then I found the Atkins diet or the Atkins way of eating. And I read a book called Eat Right for Your Blood Type. And my blood type is O. And therefore, my system requires a high protein diet. I hadn't had a steak in 20 years when I found this Atkins way of eating. And so now all I eat is fish and vegetables, chicken and vegetables, steak and egg. I can eat all of that. And the weight drops off. But as you get older, it's hard to keep that weight, even if you're adhering to the Atkins way of eating, because I tell you, I lost 12 pounds in 10 days when I started it. But it just wasn't enough for me anymore to do my bike and hear these crazy ass bipolar Republicans talking this shit. I had to get out the house, and with this huge Tina Turner show coming up, which I expect Daddy to be there to videotape the greatest video ever for you guys that we can put up on YouTube. I get out now again, and I'm running my 1 hour run, which is about 3 miles, and listening to my Tina Turner at 5 o'clock in the morning is the best feeling ever. So Brenda is back, and I'm happy to be. Okay, so we got some craziness going on, but let me give you tonight's subject, okay? It's all about the BAMA, baby. Jackie didn't think of that. I did. It's all about the BAMA, baby. You know, we have this saying, it's all about the Benjamins. Well, if I could have typed more into my subject matter for the show, I would have said, just like the Benjamins, it's all about the BAMA and the Benjamins. And this is what it's all about, y'all. All this outrageous foolishness is all about the BAMA. They hate this president so much, especially the Tea Party. I don't think that all the Republicans hate him that much. I don't believe that all Republicans are that crazy. Republicans used to fight with the Democrats, and the Democrats used to fight with the Republicans, but they never tried to destroy the country. And as you know, my continued listeners, my fave listeners, y'all that follow me. As you know, we're dealing with something here that we have never dealt with before. And Jackie and I, this is what I was about to say. As you know, Jackie and I are political psychics. And we have been calling this stuff for as long as we've been on the air. We've been calling it. And I wrote just last week on my Facebook page that the Republicans and the Tea Parties are bipolar. And why did I write that? Because they are behaving like they are bipolar. I mean, at first they came out with all this reason for holding the country hostage was to repeal and replace Obamacare. They doing the American people work. The American people do not want this law. They don't want it. And we're defending and protecting the American people from this. We haven't seen the death squad and the death panels yet. We haven't seen the prices go through the roof yet. All we have are stories of people that signed up, and they're, for instance, on my Let's Talk About It page. Let me go over here and read this to you, okay? I always keep my pages up, but that one I flipped to my page, and now let me flip to the Let's Talk About It page so that you can hear this. I mean, so that you can, so that I can read this to you, because I can't remember. It's just so much crap out here. It's hard to remember every single day. All day, these crazy ass Tea Partiers and Republicans are opening their mouths and saying some dumbass shit, the worst dumbass shit. And as soon as my Let's Talk About It page gets up out, which it is, I'll read that to you. But the worst mess, y'all, I mean, are you really following this stuff? They first were holding the country hostage because the American people want them to repeal and replace Obamacare. And they got to do the work for the American people. They got to protect them. Okay, Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act is law. They can't defund it. They can't repeal it. They can't appeal it, uppeal it, oppeal it. They can't do no kind of peeling to it. It is law. It is the law. Again, I say, what is the difference in us having health care and we are required to pay a little bit of a penalty if we don't get our coverage? What is the difference in this and insurance? Y'all know that if you did not have insurance, if the government did not make us get insurance, and the least you must carry is liability. Full coverage is when you, your car, your hospitalization, if you have a wreck, you're covered and the other person is covered. That's why you have insurance. Liability, the other part of insurance, is simply, okay, if you don't want full coverage, then you take liability. This means that the insurance company, the people that you may cause to have an accident, be in the hospital, tear up their cars, that at least you have liability and your insurance company will be at least responsible for helping these people through this mess that you caused. If you don't have full coverage, liability will cover that person and their damages, but not yours. But if we didn't have the government forcing us to do this, we wouldn't do it. We would not do it. You know, we would sit up and, child, I ain't got no insurance, fuck it. You know we would. Healthcare is so important. I mean, don't you want healthcare? You can't get anything for free. We got to pay something. I've been saying, and Jackie had been saying forever, the Republicans hate democracy. So they are still calling the Affordable Health Care Act a bill. It's not a bill. It's the law. And when you make a law like that, you can't say we ain't going to pay for Obamacare. It's all wrapped up in there. It's all taken care of. You can't vote it down. You can't. And this is absolute insanity. Okay, y'all, you know, I don't run that and I don't do the numbers and stuff, but according to all the experts, the economists, the reliable news sources, and Fox and Friends is not one of them. Fox and Fools is not one of them. Okay. According to all the reliable sources, every time they vote to repeal Obamacare, which they've done now 43 times, it cost us about $55 million. Now, this is coming from the fiscal hawks, the responsible party. They are wasting our taxpayer dollars to vote for something that they know it's not going to, it ain't going nowhere. Once they do it in the House, they've got to send it to the Senate, where it's controlled by Harry Reid and the Democrats. It's dead on arrival. Even if Harry Reid and them just wanted to, what's the term? Humor them and put it up for a vote and let the Democrats vote and help the Republicans vote to, is not, then the president has to sign it. He's not going to do that. These are the most hicking head sons of the bitches I've ever known. As I've said before, I wouldn't be a lover to none of these son bitches because they don't listen. Hard-headed. Every time they take a vote, people, listen, does this sound like anybody that's fiscally responsible? This is what they call themselves. Fiscal budget hawks. Stop the government spending. They want government spending as long as it's going into their pockets. But when it comes to helping the American people. Hell no. Not only that, but the big story today is that because of this government shutdown, there were 5 military people killed this week, if I remember correctly, in Afghanistan, and are having to have their bodies come home and the families bury them now. I think depending on what the soldiers sign up for, but no matter what, you get this death benefit from the Army or from the military, okay, from the government, if you're killed in the line of duty. And your family either gets between $30,000 and $200,000, if I'm correct about that number. But I do know that they get death benefits, and they're paid immediately when one of your family members are killed in the line of duty. And now these 5 families that are mourning the loss of their loved ones, they can't receive their funds to fly, to do whatever they need to do to bury their loved. It's crazy. But still, I am with the president. All or nothing. If y'all are with me and the president, hit the like button here at the Let's Talk About It page. Or if you are with me, go over and hit the like button on hit the Spreaker page like button here for the show. And then go over and hit the like button on Let's Talk About It. If you agree with me, or even if you just like the show with my fussing and my cussing, which is going to get much worse when Jackie gets here at the top of the hour. But, y'all, this is crazy, but I'm completely with the president. It is all or nothing. I told Jackie Sunday when she called me steaming angry. I told her Sunday, Jackie, this is a slow coup. It's just oozing bit by bit. Like some pimple or some blister. It's oozing. These people hate democracy. That's why you hear them saying out loud now on TV, this is not a democracy, it's a republic. I can't wait to hear Jackie explain to us the difference. But talk about crazy. They don't ever want to abide by the law until it affects them. So you see what they're doing. That's why they're changing all of these voting rights laws. That's why they're fighting that. They don't like that law. They go and they change it and try to get rid of it, make a new law. And this new law is going to really trump on the rights of all the rest of us, those of us who voted for Barack Obama. They understand how Barack Obama beat the brakes off of them. So they completely and totally understand that, damn, they call him buckwheat and all that mess. Buckwheat beat us 2 presidential elections in a row. He beat the brakes off of us. Look at how many people voted for him. They are never going to be on the bandwagon with Republicans again because you've destroyed the country. Because you destroyed our credit rating, because you're crazy. They hate Barack Obama so bad. That's why my subject is all about the BAMA, baby. It ain't about, check this out. Republicans are jumping on the bandwagon too with Obamacare, and they immediately jumped on it. Scott Brown, who was going to go along with them to repeal it. Well, Elizabeth Warren knocked his ass right out of that slot. He got to replace Ted Kennedy for 2 years, and when he got to acting crazy right alongside the rest of those fools, where did he go? Out. Because people up in Massachusetts and New Hampshire and, those people that really know about freedom, they ain't having that mess. He got to talking crazy and going up and standing up with the Republicans with this foolishness and the Tea Party. He's right out of there. Thank God for Elizabeth Warren. But this is getting crazier and crazier. But Mr. President, we support you all or nothing. Because as you can see, every day, they've got people, I guarantee you, they've got people calling them, cussing. Can't you just hear him now? John, you got to fix this damn thing up here. Look, I'm suffering. Virginia is, we got tons of government jobs up here. As one of my beloved friends told me once, they didn't want me to vote for Barack Obama. They wanted me to vote for John McCain. And he said, Barack Obama's a socialist, and he's at this, and he's at that. And I said, well, I guess I'm a socialist too. Brenda, the government doesn't hire people. The government don't put people to work. I said, are you crazy? You've been listening to Rush Limbaugh too much. Okay, y'all, as you can hear, I have a call coming in, and it is Daddy Boo Boo. Hold on, here we go. Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Daddy. Hello.
Hey, Boo.
You are on the air. Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Daddy. You couldn't stand it anymore?
No, I couldn't stand it. A friend of mine got on today, and he's trying to wake up some of the people over in Alabama. This signs of John Boehner, and he's going, have you lost your mind?
Have you lost your mind?
He's actually holding the government hostage.
Absolutely.
It's just him and a handful of people.
And
if they had done a conspiracy like that back when, let's say, Ronald Reagan was president, if they had done that, half of them would have been locked up.
Okay. Daddy, I told Jackie the other day, this is a slow coup. These people want to take over the government, and they want to do it they want the rest of us to have to follow their craziness. And they know they'll never, ever get the presidency back, Daddy. They know it. And that's why they're racing to change the laws. I hope when Jackie gets here, I wrote down a question that I want to ask her about what the Supreme Court is dealing with today.
I've been so busy trying to get things done, so I've totally missed it all.
Well, I didn't even know this
overnight that I'm going to look into it, and I don't know. We might have to do another session and let's talk about it, because this thing is getting out of hand.
It's getting out of hand, but you know what, Dave? I am definitely with Barack Obama. It's all or nothing, baby. It is all or nothing.
You're going to change the laws just to fit yourself.
Change the law to fit yourself.
Voting in because of the act, and they want the handful want to hold the government hostage and say, repeal it, or we going to hold you hostage. That's what they're doing.
It's not going, and as Barack has told them, it's not going to happen. They've been trying to implement, Democrats have been trying to implement health care for everyone for 60 years.
Yep.
Since Truman. And they are not about, after he got this thing done, they're insane to think that he's going to change his mind and sign his own law off the books. They're crazy. And Daddy, as I was saying earlier, I heard from The Economist.
Mm-hmm.
I've listened to reputable media and well-respected economists, and it is said that every time they take a vote on repealing Obamacare in the House, it costs taxpayers $55 million.
Wow.
These are the responsible fiscal, conservative fiscal hawks. They don't give a damn about wasting our money. 43 times they've done this, Daddy. Now you tell me you care about the country. You tell me you care about savings and saving, not putting money on the backs of your grandchildren.
I might get firebombed tonight, but I've got to say this. Hey, Tea Party, you lost the election. Get over it.
Get over it. The country.
Get over it. They're lost.
Do you hear?
Now you want to just try to.
Yeah, you gonna make a
filibuster for 26 hours. Just so he thought he could get rid of.
He wasn't doing no damn filibuster. He was just up there talking. He could not abide by the filibuster rules, please. He didn't do nothing but waste his breath. And I mean, this son of a bitch is a pathological liar, Daddy.
Yeah, we all know Mary had a little lamb.
Okay, green eggs and ham. Reading that bullshit. This is absolutely retarded. And now, remember the lieutenant governor of Virginia, Cuccinelli, that's running for the to be the governor. You know, Governor Vaginal Probe is catching hell as he is under FBI investigation for all this money and shit that he took. He and his family, all these gifts and this money, cash money.
Well, here's the thing. John Boehner talked to those guys with the insurance companies that know they're going to be losing money if Obamacare came in, you know.
Listen.
But my thing is they're still getting things. It's not free.
Well, what I was saying was Cuccinelli was talking about he supported Ted Cruz. And as soon as all this madness went down, Ted Cruz went to a rally or something this weekend. And Cuccinelli didn't want to be seen with him, wouldn't take no pictures with him, wouldn't even mention his name. This son of a bitch is crazy. Ted Cruz is crazy. And now you got Republicans one after another coming out calling him crazy. It's a wacko. It's nuts. But that some bitch just stand and look the camera, just looking like he dead and just repeat that shit.
Well, everybody on the local talk circuit over the weekend was saying that we wonder whether John Boehner is really realizing that he's committing political.
You know, Daddy, they must have pictures of him with his mistress or something getting freaky. How else can you make someone that most of even the Democrats used to respect and saw him as kind of reasonable? You know, he went off and played golf with the president in his first term.
Sure.
And they had pictures of him smiling and having a good time and talking. And boy, let me tell you, it was some kind of threats made after John Boehner got back to Capitol Hill. Because he had to immediately start bad mouthing Barack and Jesus, I didn't do that. I just played golf. You're not allowed to sit with them, play golf with them, nothing. He is evil. He's the disease. They hate Barack Obama so damn bad. They thought that if they shut down the government, this gonna be on his watch, his record's gonna make him look bad. Let's make him fail. That's all they're thinking about. But the country is catching on, Daddy, and they are tired.
Even John McCain even said, wait a minute, there's a time and a place for that, you know.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's why my subject tonight is all about the BAMA, baby. Like all about the Benjamins. This is all about the BAMA, baby. This ain't, I mean, Daddy, they're bipolar. They gone from repeal Obamacare. Then they've gone from, no, we just wanted to fund it. And now their new excuse is, no, Obamacare is not fair to the American people.
And that's the only thing that they really care about.
They are flipping from one reason. The only reason they have is they hate Barack Obama. What Barack Obama did, this is a historical thing that's
it's been voted in, it's been made a law, and now they want to.
Yeah, and history is going to read well of Barack Obama. Sure. And they are trying to stop it. And I don't know why they come with these lies when everybody knows the story of how they plan to ruin his presidency. They met on the night that he was being inducted at his inauguration. They met again when he won this thing this time around. And it's all about just say no, whatever it is. Okay, so the president now has nominated let me open up this page, and then I'll be back, y'all, to my Facebook page to talk some more about Obamacare. But the president has now nominated, or will nominate, Federal Reserve Vice Chair Janet Yellen to succeed Ben Bernanke. So when they say nominate, now what? We got to go to the committee, and what they're going to do? She's no good either. Nobody that he chooses to head any department. They think that by not naming someone as heads of departments, this will help his administration fail. You know how many times he's been turned down. The only person they didn't fight over yet was John Kerry.
Well, Kerry had a little bit too much clout. They really didn't want to. They really didn't want to mess with the money like that because they really felt foolish. You know, because that was right up their alley.
John Kerry, and you know, I think they made fools of themselves because, you know, what they did, they fought Susan Rice's nomination so bad to be the Secretary of State, and then Barack got to name her as his security advisor, and there was not a damn thing they could do about that.
Nothing.
They couldn't stop. And I just laughed and said, wow, y'all missed the ball again.
I want to see who in the world of foolish people going to be that's going to try to put Boehner back in after what he's done. You know? I'm really
Daddy, look, he is damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. Miss Uppity is in the house.
Yeah, she's there. Boy, I can't wait till she comes in because I really got the head in.
Okay.
I mean, I'm willing to give up some of my time. If you want to come on in here, please.
No, you stay right there, Daddy. I'm going to give her a call. I must say, I listened back to one of our shows where you were helping to fill in for Barry on the spur of the moment. Okay. And then Jackie called in too. And I tell you, I listened back to this show this past weekend, and it just made me fall out laughing. One particular part where I'm saying to you and Jackie how Jan Brewer, who had a Republican governor who has accepted Obamacare and told the nation and her Republican Party that she would be a fool not to. Yeah, and she accepted it. And I said to you and Jackie in this particular show, y'all remember the governor, Jan Brewer, the one who was shaking her finger in the president's face?
Yeah,
and I said, but this time when he arrived at the airport, she was ready to give him head. And man, we just cracked up laughing. It was so much fun. So we loved having you right there, Dave. So you stay right there as we take a break and get Miss Uppity on the line. You are listening to... Oh, yeah, that's our theme song by Brenda Lee Yeager. You are listening to Let's Talk About It right here at the #1 broadcasting network on the net, Spreaker.com. I am your host, the wild and wonderful Brenda White. On the line is my cohort, my partner right here at Spreaker.com, Dave the Rave Capers, weighing in. And coming up on the line is the uppity and well-read Jacqueline Lambert, a.k.a. Miss Uppity Speaks, as we continue with this craziness, the fun. Don't you go nowhere. We will be right back. You're listening to Let's Talk About It.
Talk to believe, but don't you be deceived.
This is Brenda White of The Brenda White Shows right here at Spreaker.com. And I would like to ask you something. What would you do if someone you loved had been wrongfully accused, tried, convicted, and imprisoned for a crime that they did not commit? Exactly. You would be screaming from the rooftops. Somebody help me. Somebody believe me. Somebody fight with me. They didn't do it. Well, that's exactly what happened to Gary Walker, David A. Banks, Kendrick Ken Barnes, Clinton A. Stewart, David A. Zerpolo, and Demetrius K. Harper, 5 black men and 1 white, whom we call the IRP6. We are on a mission. We are on a campaign to bring these 6 men home that have been unjustly imprisoned by a marriage between a corrupt corporation and a corrupt justice system. IRP is an acronym for Investigative Resource Planning. IRP Solutions was a small minority-owned company competing with large companies such as Lockheed Martin and International Business Machines, aka IBM, for multi-million-dollar government contracts. What should have been a civil litigation involving a debt collection case filed by staffing agencies turned into a criminal fraud case pursued by Denver Assistant U.S. Attorney Matthew T. Kirsch, tried in a federal court and resulted in the IRP6 being sentenced to 7 to 11 years each in Florence Correctional Complex prison camp for mail and wire fraud. On October the 11th, 2011, Federal District Court Judge Christine Arguello, 10th Circuit, Denver, Colorado, forced an IRP executive to take the witness stand against his will, violating his Fifth Amendment right. The IRP executive, Kendrick Barnes, was one of 6 defendants, 5 black, 1 white, in the federal case accused of mail and wire fraud. Barnes was forced to take the witness stand. Who among us that has a business doesn't have debt? The IRP acknowledged that the debt owed the staffing agencies was a legitimate one, and they were on the verge of selling their phenomenal security software to write that debt to law enforcement across the country, including the NYPD, the FBI, the CIA, DHS, aka Department of Homeland Security, etc. But when their offices were raided on that fateful day, nothing pertaining to the warrants, such as the financial records, were even taken. Only the information from their computers pertaining to the software product. Where I come from, down in the country, our response to something like this is, this has got more stank on it than a pot of chitlins. Now, to read the full story and get a complete understanding of this injustice, please visit www.freetheirp6.org. Meet these men and their families, and then join the movement. Like our Facebook page, Free the IRP6, and then write on your social media pages at least once a day to show your solidarity. Free the IRP6. Let's bring these men home to their families where they belong. We thank you for listening, and we thank you for your support. This has been a Brenda White production right here at Spreaker, at Spreaker.com.
Just look around and say it right. I'm right behind now. Just like a bridge over troubled water. I'll be there, lay me down. Just like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down.
Okay, y'all, you know what that's all about. That is my baby right now, the IRP6, or should I say my babies. And this cause is my baby. I need you all to please go over to our Facebook page, Free the IRP6, and like the page. There is power and strength in numbers, and that's why we need your like. These are, as you heard, this story is about 6 men, 5 black, 1 white, locked up in a federal pen from 7 to 11 years for a crime that they did not commit. And thank goodness, and a shout out to Mark Garagos, who has joined our team to defend the IRP6 and bring them home. Okay, so please govern yourselves accordingly. Do a good thing. This could be your brother, your sister, your nephew, your daddy. Go over and like the Free the IRP6 page. And if you will, just write the words on your media pages every day, once a day. free the IRP6 to show your solidarity. We thank you so much. Now, on the line, y'all, we have the uppity and well-read Jacqueline Lambert, a.k.a. Miss Uppity Speaks. What's up, Jackie? The monkeys and the crowd welcome you. Hey, baby. Well, the Dadburn Republicans done it now. Anytime they make Jackie mad as hell.
No, they made me mad enough to tweet today.
Okay, that's mad.
I do that.
No. Okay, Jackie, what happened today that made you tweet?
Okay, well, today I saw the President's news conference. I listened to that. And then shortly thereafter, Speaker Boehner came on.
Mm-hmm.
And Speaker Boehner made me so angry.
Mm-hmm.
He made me so angry, I just had to go to the Twitterverse. I just had to go there because at first, remember, it was all about defunding Obamacare. And
right.
then, but it's been all about Obamacare, right?
Right. All about the
BAMA,
BAMA, baby.
It's about passing on the debt to our children. Like, wait, son, wait.
Okay.
And getting fairness for the American people.
Yeah. It changes. Their reason changes every day. Now today is fairness for the American people.
Yeah, and the thing about that, too, about the fairness for the American people. Well, first of all, let me go ahead and tell everybody my tweet, okay?
Okay.
After seeing John Boehner, I was so mad that I went to the Twitterverse and I tweeted out that John Boehner just announced that he intended to kill the hostages.
That's one of us, right?
And I tweeted that the execution would be public and all our necks would be in the news.
Jackie, that's absolutely right. But you know, Jackie, over the weekend, was it Friday? Because you know they love to do shit on Friday. He jumped out and saying he could guarantee the American people that we would not default on our debt.
Well, see, the thing about that, Brenda, that was a leak. Okay, that was him talking to his aides, right?
Uh-huh.
And the markets were getting jittery, right?
Uh-huh.
So he says to them, well, somebody go and leak to the press that I would never allow a default. And then on Sunday, he was already, and I was thinking to myself, are they holding his children hostage?
Jackie, I said they got pictures of him and his hoe getting freaky. They got some on him.
Because that's what I was thinking. What do they have on John Boehner? Because one thing about John Boehner is this. He does know better.
He does know better. And Jackie, he has been one of the so-called respected Republicans up on the Hill for some years.
Mm-hmm.
They've never been calling him insane before.
Mm-mm.
But what he's doing is insane. And I said, I want to know. They got some pictures of him and his hoe getting freaky. Got to be.
And then another thing that Boehner said in his statement today, President Obama will negotiate. And I was thinking, that little pickaninny, we're going to put him in his place.
Yeah, they got to keep that pickaninny in his place. He's arrogant. He's little buckwheat ass.
And he doesn't seem to understand.
They hate
Barack.
Barack.
It's not a negotiation when you're holding hostage.
No, it's not. And
a negotiation in business and
the people that wrote in there to the military that the federal government does not negotiate with terrorists.
That's right. Dave, you took the words out my mouth. That's right. Go ahead, Jackie. What were you saying?
Like, no, but I was just, I was just thinking to myself that, if, in business school, one of the things that they teach you about negotiation is that, you have to have two willing partners to negotiate.
That's right.
And a good negotiation is in good faith and on equal terms.
Equal terms.
That's what a good negotiation.
Everybody comes prepared to compromise a little.
Exactly. But you are not taking hostages. And the good, I love the way that Chris Matthews said this. It's like, if you're going to take a hostage, you don't take a hostage and then say, give me your baby. Okay, he's not going to give up his baby, which is the Affordable Care Act. Not only that, there's another thing I want to say about that. When the Republicans are talking about fairness for the American people, I want to explain to everybody what this is about. Okay?
Yes.
When you get insurance through your employer, generally, the employer pays part of the premium, may pay part or even all of the premium. Okay? And so because in the Affordable Care Act, employer-based health insurance was left totally alone, who was it? Chuck Grassley of Nebraska, one of those Republican senators, sought to kill the legislation by proposing an amendment that Congress had to sign up for the exchanges. They had to give up their employer-based health insurance, even though nobody else does.
And Jackie, who is their employer-based health insurance through? Who is it?
The federal government.
That nasty old mean old government?
That's it.
No. And Jackie, did they want to give that up?
No, but see, they put it in there because they thought that the Democrats would balk at that, but the Democrats did not. Well, and the reason they didn't is because in the exchanges, you sign up for the exchange. The exchanges are set up the way that the federal government's insurance system is set up. So you sign up for the exchanges, you say what you want, and then your employer subsidizes your premium. And that's what the exchanges are for everybody. But instead of your employer subsidizing your premium, the federal government subsidizes your premium. Okay? So see, it's very simple. All right. So anyhow, the Republicans came up with this stuff, and now they're talking about, oh, the president has a gold-plated insurance plan. Well, of course, because the president was not going to give up his employer-based insurance like no other American is giving theirs up. And he's like, if Congress wants to do that, that's fine.
Right.
Okay? But now they're trying to put this back up. You know, they do this crap, and then they turn around and they blame it on the president. And what the Republicans did last week was they were trying to get the president to sign a measure that would have ended the subsidies for Congress and for the congressional staffers. Now, we all know that at least half the Congress are millionaires.
That's right.
But these people who work on their staff, they are not paid a lot of money.
No, they're not, and they do some hard work.
Living in D.C. and being paid $20,000 or $30,000 a year to work like a galley slave.
That's right.
You know, and they are, voting basically to.
And they do it, Jackie, because a lot of them are political science majors, and they want to grow and come up in the government and know all about this stuff.
Exactly. Well, just like Paul Ryan did. That's what Paul Ryan did. Yeah. Before he became a congressman. So, yeah. And you get that experience, and you can say, I was a staff member for Congress, whatever, and that helps, so you get paid later on. You're getting paid in experience. That's what they'll tell you. Well,
Jackie, I wrote earlier on my Facebook page, as I posted Friday night, I posted a thing, I posted this thing about the Republican, I believe it was a senator. Let me jump over to my page real fast so I can read it. Oh, hell, Brenda, you're already on your page. That's okay. Let me jump over again to my page. But I put this deal up Friday night about the Mr. Stuntsman, I think it was his name. But he was the one that said, we would not be disrespected.
Oh, yeah.
And I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth or washing my face or something. And when he said it, I couldn't see the TV, but I thought it was because it was Friday night. I thought I was listening to Lockup. Because that's what the criminals say all the time, Yeah. Don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me. And I come to find out, no, Lockup's not on yet. I'm listening to Rachel Maddow or somebody. And here was this senator. I want to call his name, so that's why I'm scrolling to get my... okay, so here it is. So I said, I thought I was listening to Lockup today when I heard Representative Marlon Stuntsman say, we're not going to be disrespected. I said, I immediately thought of Alex from Fatal Attraction. I won't be ignored, Dan. I won't be ignored, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing this to the country because you feel disrespected. And he went on to say, Jackie, I don't know what it is that we want, but you got to give us something.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing that has really, that cracked me up when I listened to Boehner today. Well, it didn't crack me up, it just chapped my ass. And that was, he's in there talking about the debt and the budget when it is costing the nation $300 million every day. The government is been shut down. And
yeah, these are the fiscal.
I mean, and if they intend to show the American people how they don't need government, this is certainly backfiring on them, isn't it?
Isn't it, Jackie? Well, I was just telling the story when Dave called that a good friend of mine that I loved very, very much, we seemingly have fallen out without really having to talk about it. Well, he's fallen out with me, I guess, because he wanted me to vote for John McCain.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him I was not about to vote for John McCain. I was going to vote for Barack Obama. And he said, Barack Obama's a socialist and a Marxist and I know, and a Nazi and an ant catcher and a mosquito killer. I know he's all those things. I said, but I like it. I like him. So if he's a socialist and a Marxist and a Nazi and an ant eater and a mosquito killer, I'm one too, because I'm voting for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Brenda, the government doesn't put people to work. And I looked at him and I said, what? I said, well, please don't tell that to my son in the U.S. Post Office, who is the biggest employer in the country, who hires over 500,000 workers.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't tell that to the Department of Education, Energy, beehive killer catches, honey.
The Commerce, the FDA,
okay,
and on and on.
Yeah. Right? Okay, Jackie, the government is the biggest employer in this country.
Well, but that's...
Who do you know, Jackie, that's got damn near 1 million employees?
In the United States, nobody.
Nobody, but who? The government.
Yeah, well, the thing about it, too, though, B.
But he admitted that he listens to Rush Limbaugh, and that solved it for me, and I felt so sorry for him.
Yeah, well, the thing about it, too, is that, the unemployment rate would
yeah.
already be below 6%, if not for the government cutback.
Right.
Because the private sector has been creating jobs, but the public sector has been losing jobs steadily.
Jackie, I don't know why we are even...
It's going to really take them once they start losing money for somebody to stand up and just say, okay, you done made our base hard again after we've already got the worst recession in the history of the United States, after we done climbed out and made jobs which they said that we couldn't do.
Let me tell you, this is all planned. This is all planned. I told Jackie the other day, Jackie, don't you see what's happening? This is nothing but a slow oozing coup, like some pimple that continuously leaks a little bit until it pops.
Well, Brenda, the thing about it is that I really believe that this is the Republicans' last ditch effort, because I was not confident that they would lose the House this next election, but I'm pretty confident now.
I am too. And Jackie, hopefully Jackie will be able to come back next week and tell us about what the Supreme Court is having to do today. They're hearing this case about they can give all this money and no limits.
Yeah. Now it's direct contributions to candidates.
Yeah, and this,
or it was indirect contributions.
Y'all believe me, this is the Koch brothers, the Tea Party, and the Republicans. They are prepared now not only to first stop us from voting, all of us that helped beat the brakes off of the Republicans for the last 8 years.
Mm-hmm. First,
they put into play, don't you see it, people? Stop us from voting. Now, what comes before the Supreme Court? Well, then they took the Voting Rights Act and broke that up to help stop us from voting. Took that to the Supreme Court, got a ruling on that. Now, what are they doing today? They are having to listen to argument about who and how much, no limits of money you can give. Don't you see, people, they are slowly but surely preparing to buy the election from now on.
And Brenda,
before you get it, I want to kind of read something because I kind of feel that the backlash is coming because I watched all the people make comments and stuff today, and a lot of them are white. I'm talking about down south, used to be Republican.
Used to be slave owner, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it used to be because after the Tea. Okay, let me read this, please. My friend, Michael Burns, Wildcat Radio out of Anniston, Alabama. Y'all remember Anniston?
Yes.
Okay, America, enough is enough. This mess has got to end. We should all be outraged and, yes, scared that these villainous, learning idiots are going to permanently damage our way of life. The Tea Party should be minimized and starved from existence. That the psychopaths run their own business and these are ignorant to oblivion.
Wow. That's a pretty bold coming from Mike Burnett to say that about his Republican Party. Well, he's basically talking about the Tea Party, but y'all, it's the most absolute craziest mess you've ever seen. But me and Jackie being the political psychics that we are, and have never ever called anything wrong, we see this.
Yeah, well, Brenda, that brings us to the point of the difference between a democracy and a republic.
Yes. Oh, my dear heart, please tell us. Yeah, it is at the 10 o'clock hour already, and that's when you were supposed to come in and tell us what the difference is between a democracy and a republican. Y'all listen up carefully. Miss Uppity is fixing to lay it on us.
All right. Well, lately, over the last couple of weeks, we have been hearing this out of the Tea Partiers and some of the Republicans, that this is not a democracy. It's a republic. The United States is not a democracy. That's what, after how many hundreds of years of majority rule, and that's why you Negroes have to be at the back of the bus, because the majority rules, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, all of a sudden, we're no longer a democracy, and so I want to explain to you guys the difference between a democracy and a republic, because, see, the thing of it is that those two things are not mutually exclusive. Mm-hmm. And so whenever I hear somebody speak about it as though it is, that really concerns me, because it means they're up to no damn good.
Very good, Jackie. Go ahead. Continue,
right.
Please.
Democracy, the word democracy comes from the Greek words demos kratos, and that means rule of the people. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you can have a direct democracy where everybody gets together and, makes a decision, or you can have a democracy like we have, which is a representative democracy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But that's what democracy means, okay?
Okay.
The word republic comes from the Latin words res publica, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that means the people's thing. And that refers to any style of government where there is no monarch, no king, no queen, no emperor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, every democracy is a republic, okay? But not every republic is a democracy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And the most notable examples of that are Nazi Germany, North Korea, and China.
Uh-huh. Which is what the Republicans want to do.
Okay, you feel me, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so when you hear them pulling that out of their butt,
mm-hmm.
that lets you know what they have in mind, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. And I've heard twice in 1 week. And I mean, Reverend Al damn near had a conniption. I thought he was going to have a stroke on the air when he heard one of those Republican senators say, Reverend Al, excuse me, we don't live in a democracy. We live in a republic. And Al was like, what? We don't?
Okay, and so the thing about that is, if this is the tack that they intend to take, and I sure hope Americans are paying attention.
Okay.
Somebody need to be paying attention. That is what they're going to use to make it all right for them to suppress people's voting rights and other things. Do you understand me?
Yes, I do.
That if you're in a republic that's run by a small group of people, an oligarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that has been one of our words of the week here before. I remember it well, Jackie.
Yes, that's government by the few.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Then that means that, well, we still live in this republic. It's the people's thing, but you don't have a say.
Mm-hmm.
And what the first commentary that I did when you started this show
Mm-hmm.
was about the Republicans seeking to turn citizens, because as citizens we have rights, privileges, and responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
We are full members of the body politic, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're seeking to turn citizens into indentured servants.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they want their serfs back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And most of them never had any serfs. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But they want to try it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, and this thing about the income inequality and all of that,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this plays right into this. And one of the reasons that they're fighting President Obama so hard
Mm-hmm.
is because
we call the help.
What
We go
is
back
it?
to fixing the brownies and chocolate cake again, you feel me?
yes.
What did you say, Dave?
Really?
What did you say?
The movie The Help, you remember what happened to this lady that was such a bigot, and she asked her maid, she demanded her maid to fix her some of her world famous brownies and chocolate cake.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's chocolate pie. That's what
yeah, chocolate pie, and she served up some of her poo poo in it, and she was talking about how good that pie was with her shit in it. She ate that's where you say, Dave, that you literally ate my shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jackie, so you said this is why they were fighting. So the reason they're fighting Barack Obama so hard is what?
Is because President Obama does not believe in that.
Uh-huh.
That President Obama is working in opposition to their desire.
I promise you.
I believe that the election of a black man as president, not just his election, but his re-election,
Mm-hmm.
has these people terrified.
It does, Jackie.
Don't get it, but okay.
Oh, they're not okay. I wouldn't say they're terrified. I would say they are pissed. This pickaninny, Juju, Kenya, swamp running Negro has no business in that seat. That's their opinion. They're not afraid. They are angry and filled with hatred. And when have you ever known hatred to win out, people? It's not. It's going to destroy those bastards from the inside out. I'm sorry, Dave. You know you can't out-talk me. What?
What are you going to do for the next election?
Well, they got the Supreme Court working on it right now. They're going to try to buy. They're first trying to get us stopped from voting. Mm-hmm. And then once the Supreme Court rules that they can put any amount of money they want. I mean, the Koch brothers has already given $200 million right now.
Again?
Yeah. It wasn't enough that they gave $450 million to him to fight Barack for the first go round of the presidency, and they lost, and all they could say was oops, and they are still repeating. They having Groundhog Day after Groundhog Day. And I said earlier, Jackie, you came on talking about that is costing us what, $300 million? What, Jackie? A day? Okay. Now y'all listen to this, you fiscal conservative hawks.
Yeah, the fiscal hawks.
Yeah, they are costing us $300 million a day with this government shutdown, and 43 times they voted to repeal and defund Obamacare. Each time they do that, that costs the taxpayers $55 million. Where are you saving money? Because you are not going to do a damn thing to Obamacare. You can't take not one nipple off that baby.
So since that didn't work, they decided to kill the economy.
Yeah. All of this is, I told Jackie Sunday, and I believe this, they want to take over the government.
Oh,
They want to take it over. It's a slow oozing coup. And they can't just come out with their guns and shit and try to fight us because they know the U.S. government will whoop their ass in one day. What kind of fight would that be? We hit you, you hit the flow. It's over. So they can't do it that way. So they're coming up with all these laws. And some of them are so giddy, as Michelle Bachmann can say, so giddy and happy about it, what they're doing. We shut down the government. Yay, we did what we accomplished. And now Barack Obama shut the government down. They're fucking bipolar.
No, but it's just like I said, Brenda. They act like we don't see them.
They don't believe that we see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, look, we see you people. You know, and that's the thing. Like you were saying before, they keep saying what it is that they want to do. Yeah,
one of my Facebook friends chimed in on the post that I put up about this, the senator I just talked about, Stuntsman, saying that, they won't be disrespected and we got to get something out of this. Don't know what I don't even know what that is that we want. That's how unorganized, and that it's just all about hatred that they are. Well, they're organized to this extent, to repeat those talking points. And Ron Paul and Mitch McConnell proved that. Mm-hmm. They proved that. I just was over at CNN and they were saying, and so I think it's real unfair of them to keep saying it. But I think if we just keep saying this.
Well, what I liked about that is that, he says, I don't think they poll tested that we won't negotiate. Excuse me. So is that what you guys have been doing, poll testing? But, what is the guy that I love so much? Frank Luntz?
Yes.
And his bullshit machine?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Jackie, it's just amazing that I call my party and those of us who voted for Barack Obama sane people. Mm-hmm. We're the sane ones. These people are insane. And they want the rest of us, I thought about a few times, what was the man, Jackie, that ran for presidency? He ended up winning Iowa or something. The one that brought the dead baby home.
Oh, that's Rick Santorum.
Rick Santorum. Y'all, can you imagine having this some bitch? And he'll make that a rule. You lose a loved one, you take the dead body home, lay it in the bed with you, have all the loved ones come by and rub with them, sleep with the dead. I understand. I'm not making fun of his child dying. But these 6 sons of bitches brought this baby home and kept it overnight and let the other siblings come in and touch it and rub it. And some ain't right with that.
Yeah. Well, Brenda, there are a lot of things that aren't right.
Okay. And look, he's also the one that didn't want us doing doggy style, didn't it, Jackie?
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't believe in contraception because contraception is sexually liberating.
Hey, Jackie, I wish I had the clip up of Rick Perry. Mm-hmm. Rick Perry has dumped over $2 million or something into his abstinence plan. And as the commentator or the news reporter that was interviewing him, I hope I didn't throw that away. As they were interviewing him, they asked him, Governor, you've given this, you want this government money, this $2 million to help implement your abstinence plan. But yet Texas, I believe they're the third highest,
that's right,
with teenage pregnancies in the nation, the third highest. And when he asked him that, Jackie, how do you believe that abstinence was working? And Jackie just stood there and said, abstinence works.
Yes, I know from my own personal experience, abstinence works.
Yeah, abstinence.
What's wrong with you, Governor? You need to get laid. Is that
okay? And I was sitting there looking at the TV. No, dog, no, it ain't working. Not when you number 3. That's like being the winner.
Well, I suppose. Look, Brenda. Look, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just get a headache.
It's a headache. It's a breath taker. It's a what the flock ever. It's all of that, Jackie. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's.
And I'm really afraid, Jackie, that these sons of bitches will get in charge. Well, they're not going to become in charge of shit. But if they got in charge, I can just see them making these zany, crazy laws. No kissing in public.
Oh, yeah.
No holding hands. No wubbing up against each other.
Now, Brenda, think about the way it is in Muslim countries. I want you to think about that. You know, women all covered up, and they have all these rules about, you know, how you're supposed to have sex, and women have no rights, and all that.
You know, my big sister and your mom, Jeannie Morgan, is in the chat room, and she said what they need to remember is that the people put Mr. Obama in the seat.
Oh, I'm glad she said that, because that was another thing I wanted to talk about.
What? Go ahead, please. Thank you, Jeannie. Good point, Morgan.
Yeah, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. And that is that the Republicans are not just trying to repeal Obamacare, they want to repeal the last election.
Yeah!
Okay?
Jackie, if they could knock it off the books and make sure that it's never written in history. You know, that's why didn't Hitler, the reason the Sphinx was missing their noses?
No, that wasn't Hitler. That was Napoleon.
Napoleon. The reason the Sphinx were missing their noses, was it the Sphinx?
Yeah, the Sphinx.
It's because they were building the image of the rulers,
right,
which were black.
Yes.
So Napoleon wanted the nose knocked off so that you won't figure it out that black folks really ruled. Cleopatra was a black woman.
Well, you know, I mean, if you just look at where Egypt is,
Thank you, Jackie. How can you be white? You can't be.
Yes. But, you know, they make up their own history. They don't care. And you know, too, I wanted to just ask everybody to think about this, too, in reference to this whole ridiculous debate, okay? Because it is ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
And it would be funny if the consequences were not so dire.
Okay.
Okay, that is one of the things that they teach you in political science is that governing is choosing. That's what governing is. That's what leadership is. If you lead, you make the choices, okay? Now, the choices in this ridiculous scenario is that all you have to do is think of what is going to harm the economy in the country more. Obamacare, a government shutdown, or a debt default. Now, if you look at those three things, which of those three do you think would be less harmful?
I certainly wouldn't say the debt default. No. That's the most harmful.
Which would be the least harmful? Obamacare, a government shutdown, or a debt default?
I'm thinking, Jackie, all three of
Obamacare, the least.
Okay, I was about to say Obamacare would be the least.
The least harmful. Because look, if this Obamacare thing,
it would just be that people go back to living with no insurance. That's all that would be.
I mean, if this thing doesn't work, you know, it'll be, well, we screwed that up, and this really sucks, and so we'll have to get this law off the books and do
yeah.
But one of the things that we know for sure is that our health system is broken and needs to be fixed.
And Jackie, it started back with President Truman trying to get the nation.
I thought it started back with Roosevelt.
Health care.
I thought it was Teddy Roosevelt.
It could be Roosevelt. I thought I read somewhere that it was Truman. But however, it's been 60 years at least that we've been trying to get this. I can't believe anybody can be so mean-spirited as to not want everybody else to have health care.
Brenda, listen.
Please explain it to me.
Insurance companies have, first of all, I've said this before, and I know that we've talked about this on the show before, but I believe that medical care should be just like a public utility. It should be regulated like a public utility. The prices should be controlled like a public utility. And the reason that I say that is that because just like water and electricity,
I agree with you completely, Jackie.
Healthcare.
I agree with you completely. And earlier in the show, I reminded our listeners, that this is no different than car insurance.
No.
You have to have this as a law because we're not going to abide by it if they don't make us have it. And what happens if you kill somebody and no insurance?
Or just if you have an accident.
If you have an accident and you kill somebody or you maim somebody or you just tear up their car.
Wreck your car.
You just can't let folks go around doing this. And that's why it is a law that you must have insurance. And if you don't have it, they will cut your license off. They start punishing you if you don't get health insurance. Automobile insurance.
You betcha.
When you buy a home, it is forced insurance in there. I think it's called PIP. Whether you get insurance for your house or not, that PIP is in your home payment. They're going to have some insurance. All of that is the law. We can't take it out. You can't tell them, the banks, I don't want your insurance.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pay it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is no different. Why are they fighting so hard? I said the other day, why not just give it a chance and then say.
Exactly. And they act like.
Or then work out if something doesn't work good. Jackie, I said this last week, y'all. The inventions of cars. Cars are constantly tweaked and worked on and made better. And we get recalls from time to time about something they found out that switch caused a fire. But they didn't know at the time when they put it together that it would cause a fire. But, we've got recalls all the time because they keep tweaking it, keep making it better once they find. So what's the difference? They told the biggest lie on Fox and Fools.
Yeah, they always do.
They always do. Some crazy Republican came out and said last night that he knows why the Obamacare websites failed. They're talking about that it was such a high volume of traffic, people running to read and sign up for Obamacare. I figured out what it was. And the Fox commentator, please tell us. It was newspaper men and media. They were running there to make it look bigger.
I'm sorry, there aren't that many newspaper men and media in the country.
Jackie, thank you. Say it again. That
he had to try to convince somebody else of that. He'd already convinced.
There's not enough media in the world to make the Obamacare
maybe in the world, but not in the country. Okay.
Okay, listen. People come from around the world to cover the Masters, and when my husband was covering the Masters golf tournament, one of the biggest sporting events in the country, they have something like 2,500 media there from around the country to cover this event. Same thing with the Super Bowl. They don't have enough media that would be covering this story for any radio station, TV, or newspaper to crash that site. Those were tens of millions of Americans in need of insurance, and was glad that day had come and it had been rolled out. And so I say it was a good thing. They're trying to make this thing. Why weren't they ready for it? Because they didn't really anticipate.
Yeah, well, because today Jay Carney said that they had what they had anticipated was there would be about 50,000 hits an hour.
Yeah, they didn't know nothing about a million an hour, Jackie.
No, and it was 5 times that much.
Yes.
So what are they going to do?
Okay, Barack explained it so well. He said when Apple rolls out a phone or laptop or something and you find out it has glitches, what do? You fix it. And he's absolutely right. Listen, Facebook, Explorer, Twitter, they all crash from time to time.
Yeah.
They all have their glitches. Well, they have their glitches every day. They said Twitter was the worst coming out.
It sure was.
Because they were just crashing all the time.
Yeah.
I remember calling the Adobe Flash Player people, tech supporters. I remember calling them saying, this Flash Player ain't crap. It just don't work. My games won't speed up. They're dragging this. And he said, Miss White, Flash Player does work just fine. He said, are there times that your games are really playing smoothly and then times that they're really dragging? And I said, yes. He said, Facebook has something like 7 billion people, and at any given time you got 5-10 million playing the games, and at a certain time of the day when other people are not at work and everybody's coming home and getting on, that's when you slow down. And so Facebook continues to work on that.
Yeah.
To make sure that we have more, what is it, broadband, Jackie?
So that
to have what they need to carry.
Bandwidth.
Yeah, to carry this this capacity.
Yeah, and what you need is like more servers and faster servers.
Yeah, so Facebook continues to work on their stuff every day. So does Twitter. There ain't nothing wrong. Don't pay. And look, apparently, Jackie, people don't give a damn because they still are flooding the site.
Yeah, they keep coming because people need health insurance.
And as I was about to read a little earlier from one of my Let's Talk About It post, where they got the picture of this girl, and I understand that this is a true story, and she wrote this story, and I followed the story to the lead and read about it, and people were saying, good for you, and la 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 la, at last you, well, God bless. But it's a picture of some young person, and they are screaming out. Hold on, you know how I've got several windows open here because I might need to say something or look at something at any moment, so you know that slows down your computer. But they had this young person, and she's yelling out, "Hey GOP, I called Blue Shield yesterday." I think they meant Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Yesterday, and found that my monthly health insurance premiums are going to go from $811 to $85. Now we know why you were fighting so hard against the ACA, which is the Affordable Care Act. This will make it a lot harder to line your pockets with our money now.
Yes, that's right.
And
it's just like the point I continue to make. It's just like they're talking about this medical devices tax.
Mm-hmm.
The Republicans are upset about.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that there is a tax on medical devices in the Affordable Care Act is because the medical devices manufacturers basically told the president to kiss their hiney.
Yeah, and Jackie.
And we are subsidizing that in other countries. What costs $13,000 over here costs $300 in the Netherlands.
And Jackie,
how do you explain to me why that is?
I heard another story on this, or read that these a particular medical device costs $350 to make or something, and then they replacement. Yeah, and then they roll it out and sell it for $30,000, so you can afford any tax that you have to pay.
Yes.
I mean, what's $30,000, Jackie?
And not only that,
3,000 increase.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and so they make their money over here because they can charge whatever they want to.
Yeah.
In other countries, they don't allow them to charge whatever they want to. Why? Because they treat medicine as a public utility.
Who was it? Was it Rob Reiner, Jackie, on Bill Maher?
Yes, he was. No, it wasn't. Rob Reiner, it was Carl Reiner.
Carl Reiner, 90 years old, funny as hell. And he said, well, I understand why they have to do this, because the billionaires don't have enough billions. And the Koch brothers are absolutely sitting back, getting ready to rule this nation, call themselves dictators. They are the ones sinking all this money, along with a few others, but they're sinking the most.
Yeah, and the thing that gets me is that the Koch brothers, last year, I read an article that I believe was published in the Atlantic magazine, but don't quote me on that.
Okay.
About how the Koch brothers in their little meetings and things Barack Obama, and we want him gone.
That's the
That
whole
was the whole
point.
point of it. I mean, it's like they've taken the election of Barack Obama personally.
Yes.
It's a personal affront.
Thus, my subject for tonight is all about the BAMA, baby.
Yeah.
You know, that hit me in my head. You know how we always say, it's all about the Benjamins.
Yes.
As I watched this mess, tonight's subject came to me. I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth and listening to this mess, and I said, it's all about the BAMA, baby. But thank goodness for Chris Matthews and what's his name, Lawrence O'Donnell, for calling this what it is. Thank God for the true white folks who would have been on the underground railroad.
Brenda, people in the press have been resisting calling this.
They really have, Jackie, for a long time, and I've been cussing about that. Why do this president? Reagan would invite them to a drink. They don't want to drink with him, and if they drink with him, they're going to get primaried.
No, absolutely. They're seen with him.
Yeah. It was said earlier. What's the dinner, Jackie? The states.
The state dinners.
The state dinners. That's supposed to be a big to do in Washington.
Yes.
And in a sense,
huge to do. But
yeah.
I mean, an invitation is, an invitation is a real honor.
It's a real honor. Mm-hmm. They don't even want to go to that. And I've been yelling to the top of my lungs at the screen. Thank God I didn't shoot out any of my screens in this house. But I've been yelling at the top of my lungs. Have drinks and dinner with who? Exactly. They don't want to sit with him. They don't want to drink with him. They just want him to behave like slaves used to behave. Yes, Master John. I'll get right to it. That's what they want from him.
Too, Brent, about this whole idea of, well, the president is going to have to negotiate. Well, I want to point something out about that. They're talking about having conference committee and doing the budget and all that. The Senate finance chair, budget chairperson, has requested since March, that has sent 19 requests to the House for them to appoint conferees so they could work out the budget. And John Boehner has refused all 19 of those requests. Now they want to go to conference over a 6-week continuing resolution on the budget. Are you kidding?
Are you kidding me? I don't blame the president just wasting his time while they try to think of something. Chris Matthews asked a very good question the other day of one of the Republican senators or Tea Partiers. He said, well, Chris, what all we're asking is that he delay this. Why does he have to delay it?
Don't you love it when they try and put on the reasonable face?
Oh yeah, and the reasonable tone.
We're just being rebellious.
We're trying to just delay this thing for a year. We understand.
And that's not it. We're trying to delay it for a year so that we can kill it later. And that's what Chris said. So you want to delay it for? He said lies about it.
He said you've been screaming from the mountaintops that you were going to. During the 2012 elections, you were screaming from the mountaintops, and Romney was screaming with you. And Romney, the reason he came up with that repeal and replace is because he knows this thing works. He's the inventor of it. He the baby daddy of Obamacare. Okay, so he knew that this thing was going to work. And so he started yelling that he would repeal and replace. They shut that down. Don't you step out there on the stump and say that shit no more. We going to repeal it, damn it, and just get rid of it completely. Well, they went around the country for 18 months to 2 years. I think that's what an election, a presidential election, the time you have to make your case. Although his wife she was on some cooking show the other day.
No, sweetie, she has written a cookbook and she was on Fox.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Thank you, Jackie. She's written a cookbook. Thank you. I really got off, didn't I? And was on Fox and Fools the other day. And they, of course, asked her, give her one more chance. They still can't accept that they got their ass handed to them, that they got the brakes beat off their ass. They asked her, do you think that if your husband were president, things would be better, different. And absolutely. Mitt would have been able to talk to those people. He would have been able to make a deal. Yeah, he would have. Why? Because he's white.
Oh, and it's not only that.
And they don't hate him as much as they hate that little pickaninny.
And not only that, Brenda, he would be doing what they want to do.
And he would be doing what they want him to do.
Yes.
And so, of course, she said she was so sorry. And she continues to say this shit. Mitt never got to see, people never got to see who Mitt really was. Well, whose fucking fault is that?
Because the thing about it, Mitt was running for president for about 6 years, wasn't he?
Okay, Negro, it was time for you to show us who you were. You had 18 months, but did you show us anything? You wasn't answering nothing. No, just had your ass out there all beautiful, first space guy, trying to sing to us. And your ass got the gong on that. You got the gong on repeal and replace. And these Republicans and Tea Partiers, what do they say? We're doing what the American people sent us here. They don't want this law. They don't like it.
Yeah. And
well, if the American people sent you here, why the hell is Barack Obama in the White House?
Yeah, I know. They can never answer that question, can they?
Nobody sent you there but your crazy ass gerrymandered district.
Yes, but now, Brenda, I know that you're having a really good time about this.
Mm-hmm.
But I really, really, really need to talk to you about your governor.
Oh, my husband. Okay, Jackie, let me take a 2-minute break and let you come back and talk about my husband.
Okay,
I don't know what to say about that boy. And Jackie, it's not like I hadn't been talking to him, because I have. He is just not listening.
Yeah, I was about to say, he doesn't seem to be listening to you, sweetheart.
Yeah, he's just not listening to me, but I have been trying to talk to him. Okay, so you are listening too. Let's talk about it. Spreaker's most informative political talk show, so says you. You voted us the winners, and that's what we try to do. I am the wild and wonderful Brenda White, and helping me to talk about it, and always helping to keep you informed, baby, and cussing every now and then is my co-host, the uppity and well-read Jacqueline Lambert, a.k.a. Miss Uppity Speaks. Jackie is sitting in for my other co-host, Barry K. Jackson of KKFI-FM out of Kansas City, Missouri, because Barry got some little personal problems, but he will be back. But until that, Jackie gonna help me keep you informed and hold it down for him, okay? And then she gonna come back after that because she just loves to be here. Okay, did I say enough? Okay, you're listening to Let's Talk About It on the #1 broadcasting network on the net, Spreaker.com. We'll be right back. Stick and stay right here, okay? All right, don't go nowhere.
See them in the faces, you recognize what you don't know.
Hi, this is Brenda White of The Brenda White Shows, right here at Spreaker.com, inviting you to join me every Wednesday night from 8 until 10 p.m. Eastern Time for words of inspiration and prayer from the altar with Pastor Mitty Collier. Pastor Collier is the pastor of the More Like Christ Fellowship Ministries, 8201 South Dobson Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Pastor Collier will give us that much needed food for the soul, and I will top that off with the best gospel music on the net. So I promise you a shouting good time if you'll join us every Wednesday night from 8 until 10 p.m. Eastern Time for words of inspiration and prayer from the altar with Pastor Mitty Collier right here at Spreaker at Spreaker.com.
This is the backside of Mom's Mabley. Her new album on Mercury. I don't think I'll turn it around.
Turn it around, Mert.
No. I'm chicken, Moms. But it's a terrific... stuff you really can't do on the show here.
Oh, yeah. Do it anywhere.
Ah.
I want all my children to buy my records at all times.
Ah, okay.
They'll find a place for them. You ain't gonna hear nothing you ain't gonna hear in the street.
Yeah. Moms, there's a little excitement in your life, though, with recording.
Yes, since I saw you, Merv, it is.
I've been hearing it all summer, and it's sensational. You have the #2 record in the country right now.
Yeah.
Will you do it for us?
No, it's
I thought you were going to say no. Will you? I love it. Here's Mom's Mabley.
Has anybody here seen my old friend Abraham? Can you tell me where he's gone? He freed a lot of people, but it seems a good die young. I just looked around and he was gone. Has anybody here seen my old friend John? Can you tell me where he's gone? You know he freed a lot of people, but it seems a good die young. I just looked around and he was gone. Has anybody here seen my old friend Martin Luther? Can you tell me where he's gone? He freed a lot of people, but it seems a good die young. I just looked around and he was gone. Didn't you love the things that they stood for? Didn't they try to find some good for you and me? And we'll be free someday soon. Oh, it's got to be one day. Has anybody here seen my little Bobby? Can you tell me where he's gone? I thought I saw him walking over the hill with Abraham, Martin, and John. They were going home. They were just going home. They were just going home.
Okay, everybody, you're back with Let's Talk About It. I am the wild and wonderful Brenda White. Joining me on the line, the uppity and well-read Jacqueline Lambert, a.k.a. Miss Uppity Speaks, and our cohort, Dave the Rave Capers, from that wild train ride, Razor Blade Express, and you don't want to miss After Hours every Friday night at midnight, honey. Ooh, my goodness. From midnight to 3 in the morning, as soon as I go off with Nothing But the Blues, David Capers After Hour, ooh, honey, he will fix your relationship for you. Do you hear me? Y'all need to join in. That is the best thing ever. Now, we're back talking about it, y'all, and we're talking about all of this craziness in our political arena here that's going on. Absolute craziness. Once again, my subject tonight, and Jackie did not think of this, I did. It's all about the BAMA, baby. You know, that replaces It's All About the Benjamins. It's all about the BAMA, this hate. And in the chat room, my big sister Morgan, she wrote, this is hate at its best. And the only thing that hate does is to destroy the hater. So if we just be patient, the GOP will hang itself. Sometimes it's hard to wait, but waiting pays off. Amen, Gina. Thank you for that.
That is so true. And what
Very
I
well
always
said.
say, that what always happens to hate groups, they destroy themselves.
They always destroy themselves because hate, that's why, you know, people always tell you, don't spend your time hating. It will make you sick. It will eat you from the inside out.
That's true.
And so, Jackie, we are back, and we're getting ready to close out, and I'm going to say this, and then Jack and I are going to have some more fun. Jackie's got some more stuff to say to me and to y'all. But I can't remember if he's a congressman or a senator, Ted Yoho from Florida. The vet.
I think he's a representative. I think
he's a vet, y'all. And how he got it there, I don't know, but he's a Tea Partier. And he said that breaching the debt limit would bring stability to the country.
Oh, yeah, he's the guy who is the
Cuckoo.
large animal veterinarian. Yeah.
Cuckoo.
Yeah, so we know he's not an economist.
Cuckoo. He said, I'm a vet and I work on, Jack, he said something like that. He work on large animals all the time. And breaching the debt ceiling would bring calm and stability. And so one of his Republican brethren was on Chris Matthews, and he played that for him and said, you agree? He said, no, that's crazy talk. So they just, who do we want leading us, y'all? These crazy son bitches. They calling each other cuckoo, wacko birds. They're back and forth. They can't run shit. They just simply did this to hurt the economy, to hurt the American people. They're getting back at us for choosing Obama for another 4 years to run this country, and he has been on course. The deficit has come down more than it has in 30 years. And we still got to have this mess carried on. So let me say this, and then Jackie's going to tell y'all. A funny thing happened this weekend, Jackie.
What's that?
Fox and Fools.
Okay.
Over at Fixed News. Mm-hmm. Let me open up my page because I was reading this story and it was too funny. The Fox News got, they don't do nothing but deliver lies, and they got hoodwinked. Mm-hmm. and went to this site called Media ITE, I believe. Mm-hmm. Fox and Friends host airs fake story about Obama funding the Muslim Museum. Okay, so here we go. The satirical website, which is less obviously satirical than the Onion. That the Onion is a satirical website too, right, Jackie? Mm-hmm, I've never even looked up any of these. Jackie had to tell me about the Onion after some lie came out. And some would say far less funny. Fooled Fox News host Anna Kuiman into believing its fake story that President Barack Obama was using personal funds to keep a Muslim museum open during the government shutdown. And y'all, she came on just as serious on camera, talking about this, telling this story. Of course, this just, what do they call it? Juxtaposed What is that, Jackie? Jux?
Juxtapose, it means side by side.
Oh, okay. This is juxtapose perfectly. Okay, so that's our word for the week, y'all. Jackie will go over that one more time with you. Perfectly against a story of veterans being denied entry into the World War II memorial, which was probably the National Report's goal all along. The Republican National Committee is offering to pay for it to keep it open so that the veterans from honor flight are going to be able to go and see this, because who did it honor? It honored them, Koeman said on Fox and Friends Saturday morning. It really doesn't seem fair, especially, and we're going to talk a little bit later in the show, too, about some things that are continuing to be funded. And President Obama has offered to pay out of his own pocket for the Museum of Muslim Culture, out of his own pocket. Yet it's the Republican National Committee who's paying for this, meaning the veterans thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the fake story, Obama presses furloughed workers to kill time learning about Islam. And Fox News reported this shit. Anna Koeman.
They love reporting that stuff because it keeps their viewers in a froth.
She reported it and she did not know it was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what they said, Barack said. The Muslim community deserves our full acceptance and respect. We have killed millions of Muslims overseas since the September 11th attacks. They are not all bad. In fact, most of them are good. So during this shutdown, now is a great time to learn about the faith of Islam. I encourage all of you to celebrate the Muslim community, the Sunan, and the magic of the Quran. All of this can be found at the newly reopened International Museum of Muslim Culture. Okay, so she reports this lie, reports this fake quote from Obama, and then they tell her, the Twitter fans let her know, you dumbass, that's a satirical, that's satire, that ain't true, that paper, that.
Mm-hmm.
And so she jumps up and tweets, just met with producers. I made a mistake yesterday after receiving flawed research about a Muslim possibly, about a museum possibly closing. My apologies, won't happen again.
Of course it will.
And so she says she'll report, she'll apologize on air next week. I mean, coming up Saturday, she'll tell how she reported this big ass lie.
Oh, the Fox, they never apologize for the shit they do.
Yeah, but she's going to apologize. My apologies.
Okay.
Just met with producers. Oh, won't happen again. That, Lord have mercy. Can you believe people listen to that, Jackie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jackie. So once again, let's make this our word of the week.
What, juxtapose?
Yes, juxtapose. I could pronounce it, but I didn't know what it meant.
Oh, it just means side by side.
Okay, so juxtapose means side by side, y'all. See, you see what Miss Uppity does for us? That's why we love her on this show. And I won't even, if she tells me or I see the word for the week, I won't, if I don't know the meaning, I won't look it up. And I won't tell. I let her tell. And that was not meant to be the word of the week, but I read it. I could pronounce it because I know how to break the syllables up, but I didn't know what it meant. So juxtapose, y'all. It spells Juxtapose. Juxtaposed. And it means side by side. How simple was that? Damn. Okay, Jackie, you said you wanted to tell us something.
And I wanted to talk to you about the polling that's been going on Fast and Furious.
Oh, girl, please do tell.
Well, I wanted to start out with your husband, Governor Scott.
Yeah, my husband.
Now, is Charlie Crist running against him?
We pray so, Jackie. Dave, have you heard Charlie announce?
Yes, him and one of the
Alex Sink?
yeah.
I hope that Alex will step out because we don't want another Kendrick Barnes. I mean, not Kendrick Barnes.
Meek.
Kendrick Barnes is one of the IRP6. We don't want another Kendrick Meek situation. And I would have voted for Alex as I did before if Charlie wasn't running. but we really got to
have. You're going to like this.
Okay, go ahead, Jackie.
And the poll that came out on Tuesday, October the 1st, that was done by Public Policy Polling, Charlie Crist has a 12-point lead over your husband.
Oh, say it ain't so.
Charlie Crist at 50% and your husband at 38%, and I'm shocked that he has that much, your husband.
Okay, because he had dipped into the low 20s. Into the low 20s. Well.
Yeah, and also, Cory Booker has a double-digit lead in New Jersey for a senator in the special election in New Jersey.
Of course.
So we like that. That's good.
And let me tell y'all why Charlie Crist is leading my husband, Slick Rick, and why Cory Booker is leading that senator to want to be senator in New Jersey. Is he from the Republican or the Tea Party, Jackie? Cory Booker's the guy running against Cory Booker.
Oh, honey, he's a Tea Party wackadoodle.
Okay, you just told the audience. I was going to tell them why Rick Scott and this guy were losing. Because cuckoo, wackadoodle, Jackie said.
He is. He's horrible.
I mean, Jackie.
And then in New York, Mr. de Blasio is leading the Republican, Mr. Lota, in all the polls by about 50 points. So
and this is for mayor, right?
5-0, yeah, for mayor of New York.
Blasio, that's the white man that's been married to the black woman for 20 years and have his two beautiful little pickaninny children.
Yeah.
He is kicking their asses, and I love it.
The lead for de Blasio is from 48 to 50 points, so we know that he's like way ahead.
Okay, Jackie, you know, this is wonderful. I love to see this happening in America. It is not shocking to me that Mr. de Blasio married a black woman 20 years ago, and they've got two beautiful children, and he allows them to express themselves because his son has a big-ass afro, and his daughter got twist on her head. And the New York people voted him into this position, and now I do believe they're going to choose him as mayor.
Well, unless something horrible happens, I mean, a 50-point lead is hard to overcome.
Yeah, I'm sure that New York is not governed by Republicans, is it, Jackie? In the House and the Senate?
No, not now.
No, because I'm sure that
Mr. Bloomberg, he's an independent. He was a Democrat. He was a Republican. Now he's an independent. That's go figure.
And because
can I finish this up, though, Brand, real quick?
Yes, you may.
Okay. Terry McAuliffe is ahead of Ken Cuccinelli in Virginia by anywhere from 4 to 7 points.
Wow.
Depending on the polls you look at.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm sorry, excuse me. There is new polling, and it's now 9 to 10 points.
And remind us again who Terry McAuliffe is.
Terry McAuliffe is a friend of the Clintons. He's like a super duper Democratic fundraiser,
right?
And a National Committee member, and who finally decided to put his name on a ballot. I was shocked to see that.
Okay.
But but he's the one. And then the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is that a week ago, President Obama's polling numbers were in the mid-40s, like somewhere between 43 and 45. And I just would like to announce that Rasmussen released a poll today where the president's job approval is 51%.
Yay! The monkeys in the crowd love it.
Yeah, so whatever it is the Republicans thought they were doing, it's not working out.
Well, Jackie, you know, as it's been said, they don't have an end game. They hadn't thought this thing out. I swear, Ted Cruz, he just reminds me of some evil doctor in a Savard movie or something.
Oh, girl. Ted Cruz.
This guy is just the weirdest thing. He's pretending.
He's just smarter than everybody else. He reminds me of that. Last Shrek movie where Rumpelstiltskin says, "Nobody's smart but me."
Okay, Jackie.
That's Ted Cruz, and nobody's smart but him. He's smarter than everybody. Okay, Mr. Cruz.
Yeah, I love this thing. You know, the Republicans, some of them that are just losing, they remind me of, is it Al Pacino that played in Scarface?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who built this thing, man? Me! They're just out there screaming, "You got the shoot the guns off, and just crazy. You're not going to win this thing. And Jackie, that is such good news. I had a poll too that said 80% of non-whites disapprove of the Republicans shutting down the government. Now, Jackie, they are just continuing to say it over and over. We don't want the government shut down. Barack Obama, the reason he shut the government, but they cheered about it. They cheered about it 8 days ago.
Yeah, and may I make one more point about the whole government shutdown and the debt ceiling and stuff like that?
Please do.
Is blaming President Obama is really stupid because the president does not have a vote in Congress. Okay?
Okay. Really stupid.
People can do, the Constitution gives Congress the power of the purse string. So they can say what they want to about President Obama, but that is something that President Obama cannot do. He can't bring a bill to the floor, and he can't vote on it because he's in the executive branch, not the legislative branch. And since we have legislators that refuse to legislate, there you go.
Hey, Jackie.
So if anybody who's having trouble keeping up with this, that's just in a nutshell, that's what everybody needs to remember.
Okay, and 71% of Dave said that number has gone up to 90. When I saw the poll, it was at 80. And college graduates, 71% among college graduates.
Yes.
That means folk that done went to college and graduated, y'all. 71% of them blame the Republicans for this shutdown and don't agree with it. And on and on.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's looking bad for the Republicans, and it's going to get worse and worse. And these little shove votes that they're doing.
Yep.
Where every time something comes up in the news, they rush a bill to the floor.
Yeah.
Nobody's impressed with that.
And
all
that
they have to do is just pass the legislation in the Senate sent to them, and we'd be done.
Okay, Jackie, and that is why we and many others from the Facebook voting and comments, we stand with the president. It is all or nothing. Yeah. See, y'all remember me.
Not only that, Brenda, the thing that is most infuriating about this is only for the government to be on it for 6 weeks, girl.
Yeah, 6 weeks of they bullshit. And again, y'all remember that when the sequester hit, early back in February or whenever, remember I was saying when the sequester hit, they were all cheering about that. Mm-hmm. But as Barack Obama told us what was going to happen if this sequester hit, he's just trying to scare the American people. And Barack Obama said that we're going to have to send traffic controllers home and air traffic controllers home and blah, 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 and security at the airport. And soon as them airports started backing up and planes were late and they couldn't get their hoes back and forth to Washington, y'all remember me telling y'all this? That they were going to fix that shit. And what happened? Here they come with a little bill to fix the sequester. Well, Barack is not falling for it this time. You're not going to break up. See, they're getting calls now, Jackie, from their friends. Mm-hmm. John, goddamn it, you got to fix this shit.
Well, Brenda,
now we over here.
Their donors, look, one thing that I know for sure about business people is they really get mad at people who mess with their money.
Yeah, you mess with their money. I know I got $100 billion, but you just lost me a fucking another $1 billion. Now you got to fix this damn thing, and that's what he's getting calls about. So now here they come every other day running. Well, let's get a pig farmers. They paw back.
Yeah, and all they have to do. I love the way that President Obama has explained it. This is their job.
Thank you.
Okay.
And you don't get a goodie bag. What he said, Jackie, you don't get a goodie bag along with the honor to serve the American people. And the bastards are being paid.
Yeah.
You're being paid and you ain't doing shit but wasting our money voting on appealing Obamacare. Now, Boehner won't bring this thing to the floor, Jackie, to vote on.
No, he won't.
Won't bring this. But he brought a losing bill. How many times, Jackie?
Oh, my God.
43 times, a losing bill. And each time that bill is brought to the floor and they waste time voting on it, it costs the taxpayers $55 million. What a freaking waste of time as he repeats Groundhog Day over and over and over. But he won't bring this bill to the floor, not even one time. Everybody has shown him the votes. The Republican senators are standing up And House members are standing up around the country saying, yes, I'll vote for a clean CR. I'll vote for it. So Rachel Maddow and many others did the count for him last night. Yes, it would pass.
Oh, well, Brenda, the Republicans that are from the East, their butts are really in a sling.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And, they see their political careers ending right before their eyes.
Yep. And Jackie, that's why a lot of them jumped up and quit earlier, remember? They just started stepping down,
Yeah,
saying,
that's true. A lot of them did.
And they didn't make it a secret. We have become the stupid party. I don't know what we're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They're just told by Koch brothers, etc., for entertainment purposes only, that
for entertainment purposes
here's
only.
$20 million and we want y'all to stop them. Y'all, this is ridiculous, and it's going to get even more ridiculous as it goes on. But look, y'all, we in a fight for our lives, and I know we're suffering, but we got to stick with the president right now, because I swear to you, just like a president said, if it happens to him, they are really going to be pounding their chest, and every damn thing that comes up, they're going to be holding us hostage. And we
Not only that, Brenda, the reason that they will not negotiate a full budget deal is because they cannot negotiate. First of all, they will never negotiate a budget deal that will please their base.
But like the president said, we even accepted their budget. Much lower.
That was just the temporary thing, but we're talking
that's
about
a temporary
budget,
thing.
so
That's right. Everything's temporary.
Resolution.
Yeah, they won't vote on nothing that's any long-term
Right.
thing.
And the thing of it is they can keep this mess going.
Yep, keep this mess going. That's all they do. Just
and so
keep
they
mess
know
going.
that they cannot do a long-term budget deal because their base will not be happy, because there are things that the president just isn't going to go along with because it's bad for the country.
Yeah, and they got to say crazy shit,
Right. And they got to keep this mess going.
Yeah.
Because they're raising money on it. They're doing what they do. So this is ridiculous. And the thing that really breaks my heart is that, these guys have put all these other considerations before what they're supposed to be doing. And as far as I am concerned, all of them have broken their oath of office.
We didn't send them there to be hateful and mean-spirited towards our president. We are supposed to respect the president no matter who he is.
Yes, exactly correct. And when you think about when George Bush was in office, as bad as the Democrats hated him, and they
voted for his debt ceiling, they voted for his wars, they went along with him. Or if nothing else, Jackie, they did negotiate, and they did come out with a budget.
Oh yeah, and why did they do that? Because he was the president.
Because he was the president. But right now,
were there some fights? Yes, but there was never anything even remotely.
Not even. And thank God, Barack is even saying it now. They must really hate me. $100 million, you could have bought an island and called it no BAMA.
Yes.
But thank goodness, Chris Matthews and the rest of them have been. Morning Joe won't admit it yet. But this is all about the BAMA, baby. This is the hatred for this black, intellectual, beautiful family man, child of God, black president. That's all it's about. And they know that they are done because he brought this country back from the edge of the cliff.
Yeah,
and he had not had a job loss report come out.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to undo everything that he's accomplished.
Yeah. And they want to make y'all suffer, and then y'all will remember. But I swear, if we give this baby to them, they going to kill the baby.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't negotiate with terrorists. We could talk about this all night, but it's time for us to say goodbye. But Jackie and I will be back fussing with you next week one more time. We want to thank you so much for joining us here this evening at Let's Talk About It. Tell somebody to join us every Tuesday night for all the facts, the fun, and the foolishness. Jackie, what is it that here at Let's Talk About It, we believe that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And what else do we believe, Jackie?
Free your mind, honey, and your ass will follow.
You just got it from the horse's mouth. Miss Uppity speaks. Okay? All right. So tell somebody to join us here every Tuesday night from 9 until 11 p.m. Eastern Time for Let's Talk About It. Right here at the #1 broadcasting network on the net, Spreaker.com. We're out of here. Thanks. Y'all be kind to one another. Love you. Join me tomorrow night now. Bye.
We're all made of the same stuff everywhere. From Mother Earth to the stars. We swim in this ocean.
America's possibilities are limitless, for we possess all the qualities that this world without boundaries demands. Youth and drive, diversity and openness, an endless capacity for risk, and a gift for reinvention. My fellow Americans, we are made for this moment, and we will seize it so long as we seize it together. America's possibilities are limitless, for we possess all the qualities that this world without boundaries demands. Youth and drive, diversity and openness, an endless capacity for risk, and a gift for reinvention. My fellow Americans, we are made for this moment, and we will seize it so long as we seize it together.
In the voices of the children.